spiritual symphony at Sangam. Shah takes holy dip at Triveni Sangam. Kharge targets Shah over Kumbh holy dip. Kharge says Ganga dip won't eradicate poverty. Who is politicizing Mahakumbh? Top focus at 5 Live.
45 days of spirituality, 45 days of divinity, 45 days of faith, and 45 days of politics. That's what the Mahakumbh is turning out to be. And we'll tell you who stands where in this enormous sea of faith in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. I'm Shiv. Thanks for tuning in. This is 5 Live. It's a big political showdown that is reaching boiling point now over what's taking place at the Mahakumbh. Remember, Union Home Minister Amit Shah took the holy dip at the Mahakumbh earlier today. But now he's drawn fire from Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge, who has said that poverty is not going to be eradicated by taking dips in the Triveni Sangam, and that the Prime Minister and Home Minister have committed too many sins to wash away. This is Mallikarjun Kharge speaking on the Mahakumbh.
ये मोदी के जो झूठे वायदे जो बोलते हैं उसमें मत जाओ। अरे भाई, गंगा में डुबकी लेने से गरीबी दूर होती क्या? आपको खाना मिलता पेट को? मैं किसी की आस्था के ऊपर ठोस नहीं लगाना चाहता हूं। अगर किसी को दुख हुआ तो मैं माफी चाहता हूं, लेकिन आप बताइए, अरे जब बच्चा भूखा मर रहा है, बच्चा स्कूल में नहीं जा रहा है, मजदूरों को मजदूरी नहीं मिल रही है, जब ये है तो ये लोग जाकर हजारों रुपए खर्च करके कंपटीशन पे डुबकियां मार रहे। कंपटीशन में एक डुबकी मारता दूसरा, और जब तक वो टीवी में अच्छा नहीं आता तब तक डुबकी मारते रहते। मोदी जी और शाह मिलके इतना पाप किए हैं, वो 7 जन्म क्या 100 जन्म में भी स्वर्ग में नहीं जा सकते। कभी नहीं। इनको मिलेगा लोगों के शाप से नरकी मिलेगा।
कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी को अपने भाषण में महाकुंभ और गंगा मैया पर जिस प्रकार की टिप्पणी करते हुए सुना, बहुत तकलीफ पहुंचता है करोड़ों लोगों को। आज मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी ने कहा, क्या गंगा में डुबकी लगाने से गरीबी दूर हो जाएगी? क्या गंगा में डुबकी लगाने से लोगों को नौकरी मिल जाएगी? क्या गंगा में डुबकी लगाने से लोग खुश हो जाएंगे और देश सही चलेगा? ये लोग हजारों रुपए खर्च करके पता नहीं क्यों गंगा में जाके डुबकी लगाते हैं और कंपटीशन करते हैं डुबकी लगाने की। मैं आज चैलेंज करता हूं कि मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी और कांग्रेस पार्टी, राहुल गांधी और सोनिया जी किसी और धर्म की आस्था के विषय में ऐसा कह सकते हैं क्या वो कह सकते हैं कि इफ्तार पार्टी में जाने से गरीबी दूर हो जाती है या लोगों को नौकरी मिल जाती है? किसी और धर्म के आस्था को लेकर वो खिलवाड़ करने की सोच भी नहीं सकते हैं और ऐसी बयानबाजी कर भी नहीं सकते। राहुल गांधी और कांग्रेस पार्टी को इस पर एक्सप्लेनेशन देना चाहिए कि आखिरकार कांग्रेस पार्टी की ऐसी सनातन विरोधी सोच कैसे हो सकती है। मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी ने पहली बार सनातन के खिलाफ नहीं कहा है। याद करिए, ये वही मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे हैं जिन्होंने कहा था हम सत्ता में आएंगे तो सनातन को समाप्त कर देंगे, सनातन को खत्म कर देंगे। राहुल जी, आप इटली जाकर के स्विमिंग पूल में डुबकी लगाइए, हमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं है। आप विदेशों में जाके डुबकी लगाते भी हैं, हमें उससे कोई आपत्ति नहीं है। मगर गंगा मैया के खिलाफ इस प्रकार के शब्दों का प्रयोग करना गंगा मैया और प्रयागराज जैसे पावन स्थलों और महापर्व कुंभ जैसे महापर्व के साथ इस प्रकार का खिलवाड़ करना ये उचित नहीं।
Mausmi Singh, who tracks the Congress, is with me live. Mausmi, it looks like Mallikarjun Kharge, has walked right into one of the BJP's favorite narratives, the insult of Hindus. He's clearly waded into a minefield. The holy dip in the Sangam or the Ganga is considered very, very sacred, not just to those at the Kumbh, but, people in general who are watching. Obviously, Mr. Kharge was making a larger metaphorical point, but he seems to have fallen into a bit of a trap here.
Shiv, I couldn't really hear your question. If you could get the audio levels up a bit.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Mausmi, once we've corrected that audio. Apologies to our viewers for that dip. We'll go back to Mausmi in just a moment. Well, the pictures that you saw on your screen just now, what Mallikarjun Kharge was referring to when he made that remark, is Home Minister Amit Shah, who reached Prayagraj earlier today and took that sacred dip in the Triveni Sangam. Along with Yogi Adityanath, Yog Guru Baba Ramdev and many others, the Home Minister stepped into the holy Sangam. Earlier, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav had also taken a dip of faith at the ongoing Mahakumbh. Take a look. Mahakumbh, the great festival of faith and divinity in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. Union Home Minister Amit Shah took the sacred dip at the Triveni Sangam on Monday. Along with UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, Yog Guru Baba Ramdev and many Seers, the Home Minister stepped into the holy waters. After the sacred dip, Amit Shah offered prayers and performed a Maha-Aarti at the Mahakumbh along with his family. The Shah family sought blessings from the Akhada saints. The saints also blessed the Home Minister's grandson. The UP Chief Minister and Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav have already taken the holy dip at the Mahakumbh. Akhilesh Yadav, who visited on Sunday, slammed the Yogi government's arrangements at the Mahakumbh Mela.
देखिए, विपक्ष की जिम्मेदारी ये है कि जहां कमी है वो सरकार तक पहुंचे, और आप लोग बेहतर समझते होंगे जिस समय वो जानकारी दी गई थी उसके बाद काम बहुत तेजी से हुआ.
The BJP slammed Akhilesh Yadav back for taking a dip after his earlier silence on the event.
लगातार पिछले एक महीने से अखिलेश यादव जी कुंभ को लेकर के अनर्गल मिथ्या प्रलाप कर रहे थे. रोज कुंभ को अपमानित करने का प्रयास करते थे, रोज कोई न कोई कुंभ बुलेटिन जारी करते थे. आज अपनी आंखों से सब व्यवस्थाएं देखी हैं तो उम्मीद करते हैं कि कुंभ को लेकर के अब झूठ बोलना बंद करेंगे, कुंभ को लेकर के लोगों को डराना बंद करेंगे और कुंभ की व्यवस्थाओं की तारीफ में शायद आज कुछ शब्द लिखेंगे.
The Mahakumbh has attracted over 11 crore devotees so far. The UP government is expecting nearly 45 crore pilgrims to attend the Kumbh Mela. With Samarth Srivastav in Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh, Bureau Report, India Today. I hope Mausmi Singh can hear me. Mausmi, the larger metaphorical point that Mallikarjun Kharge was making, can be understood perhaps, but he's said something contemptuous about the holy dip in the Sangam, which people of faith take very, very seriously. And he appears to have walked into a minefield of, insulting Hindus. And that's why the BJP is latched on.
Absolutely, Shiv. See, the thing is that Mallikarjun Kharge used that opportunity the Mahakumbh, in fact, and the dips that the political leaders were taking to launch a political attack. But will it actually be seen that way is the big question. And, it seemed like it could work. In fact, it would be very detrimental for the Congress party, which has bent backwards to send across a message to the entire Hindu community that is over the appeasement politics of the minorities. And even, one of the biggest reasons that were attributed to the Congress party's rout after UPA 2 was the over appeasement of minorities in its own internal committee report. So hereby, Mallikarjun Kharge's remark would spiral and snowball into a huge row for the Congress. And that's one reason that perhaps Mr. Kharge also said that the intention is not to hurt any religious sentiments, but he was at pains to explain that Amit Shah or all the political bigwigs were spending crores, taking that holy dip and getting photographs clicked. So perhaps the messaging for the Congress could go terribly wrong there.
Well, the messaging certainly has, and it's no mistake that the BJP appears like it wants to make a very, very big deal out of this. You've already heard Sambit Patra and some others latching on. Fully expect this to become a much bigger issue in the hours and the days ahead. Mosmi, thanks very much for that. Remember, the Kumbh is still very much on. It's in full flow. Crores of people are still coming from all over the world to attend this amazing, amazing ritual on the banks of the Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati in Prayagraj. Take a look at some of the highlights of the Kumbh from today. Union Home Minister Amit Shah took the blessings for his baby grandson at the Mahakumbh after taking the dip today. He was joined by his son Jai Shah, granddaughter's wife and daughter-in-law. After taking the holy dip, Shah along with his wife Sonal Shah and son Jai Shah performed the Aarti at the Triveni Sangam. These are pictures from that Aarti. Home Minister Shah was also seen feeding migratory birds after his holy dip. His visit is part of the larger Mahakumbh celebration, expected to draw a total of about 45 crore devotees well into February. Well, amidst the sacred festivities, Yogi Adityanath and Ramdev marked their presence by conducting yoga sessions embodying the event's blend of tradition and spirituality. These are images from that yoga session. Home Minister Amit Shah also had lunch, as you can see in these pictures, with the saints of the Juna Akhada, one of the biggest akhadas at the Mahakumbh. He took their blessings before ending today's proceedings. So it started with the dip and it ended with this lunch with the Seers of the Juna Akhada. And as expected, Seers are demanding a Sanatan Raksha board to free temples from government control. Remember, this has been an emotive issue that's come up from time to time through different elections. And now Seers at the Mahakumbh have made a formal representation to the Home Minister. The movement begins from the Mahakumbh. Many devotees and celebrities have also joined this movement.
देवकीनंदन ठाकुर जी और हम सभी सनातनी बड़े बड़े धर्माचार्यों के साथ सनातन बोर्ड के गठन और सनातन की सुरक्षा का संकल्प लेकर सर्वधर्म समभाव के साथ ये पुनीत आयोजन कर रहे हैं। सभी सनातनियों से निवेदन है कि कृपया 27 जनवरी को धर्म रक्षा के इस महायज्ञ में सम्मिलित होकर पुण्य के भागी बने। राधे राधे।
Pranam. This is Sunil Shetty. A historic moment awaits at Prayagraj Mahakumbh, where crores will unite in devotion to the Sanatan Dharma. On January 27, under the guidance of Swami Devikanandan Thakurji Maharaj, a movement to establish a Sanatan board will be initiated. This is to protect our temples, gurukuls and gaushalas. So come, let's unite in devotion and commitment. Join us at the Shanti Seva Shivir, Prayagraj and be a part of this meaningful journey. Jai Shri Krishna.
And news just coming in on that controversial comment by Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, where he said poverty will not be eradicated by dipping yourself in the Ganga. Kharge has now apologized for that remark. He says, I don't want to hurt any sentiment. So clearly some alacrity being shown by Mallikarjun Kharge in the face of outrage from the BJP and others. Apologize if I've hurt any sentiments, says Mallikarjun Kharge.
ये मोदी के जो झूठे वायदे जो बोलते हैं उसमें मत जाओ। अरे भाई, गंगा में डुबकी लेने से गरीबी दूर होती क्या? आपको खाना मिलता पेट को। मैं किसी की आस्था के ऊपर ठोस नहीं लगाना चाहता हूं। अगर किसी को दुख हुआ तो मैं माफी चाहता हूं, लेकिन आप बताइए, अरे जब बच्चा भूखा मर रहा है, बच्चा स्कूल में नहीं जा रहा है, मजदूरों को मजदूरी नहीं मिल रही है, जब ये है तो ये लोग जाकर हजारों रुपए खर्च करके कंपटीशन पे डुबकियां मार रहे हैं। कंपटीशन में एक डुबकी मारता दूसरा, और जब तक वो टीवी में अच्छा नहीं आता तब तक डुबकी मारते रहते हैं।
So Mallikarjun Kharge has apologized for that remark. It didn't take very long. A press conference by the BJP had made it clear that the BJP doesn't plan to, let go of this controversy at all. They've used it to suggest that this is an anti-Sanatan Congress, and that's perhaps why Mallikarjun Kharge has very, very rapidly dialed it down and apologized if it hurt anyone's sentiments. Mosmi is still with us on the phone line this time. Mosmi, Mallikarjun Kharge and the Congress clearly not wanting to extend this issue, issuing a quick apology.
Shiv, I think that, this is a replay of what he said, and while he was saying it, he issued that apology saying that he was not intending to hurt somebody's feelings or hurt any religious sentiments. In tune with what he was trying to say, attacking Amit Shah and the BJP, saying they are using this as a political opportunity to in fact cash in on religious sentiments to win over people. And that's why if you see the entire speech, first he goes on to blast and slam the BJP, and at the same time he talks about eradication of poverty and says that in the Mahakumbh people are taking the holy dip. There's a competition whether you take a dip in the Ganga, will poverty be eradicated, and therefore in fact quickly adding on there that he doesn't intend to hurt any religious sentiments, but it is very, very unfortunate that BJP netas are using it as an opportunity to score political points.
Absolutely. Well, let's hope the issue ends here with that apology. But, given that this is election season, only days to go for the Delhi election, expect that the BJP will come down hard on Mallikarjun Kharge and the Congress just a little bit more. Mosmi, thanks very much for that. Prayagraj in UP is now preparing for the Mauni Amavasya, the third Amrit Snan that will see 8 to 10 crore devotees take the dip at the Triveni Sangam on the 29th of January. That's the sacred day. It will be the biggest Amrit Snan ever so far, with devotees, saints and seers all congregating on this hugely, hugely auspicious occasion. Take a look. A sea of devotees has started to converge at the Mahakumbh Nagar in Prayagraj. 2 days later, on the 29th of January, it would be Mauni Amavasya, a holy dip known as Amrit Snan on that day at the confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati. Triveni Sangam is considered auspicious for washing away sins and the grant of moksha or salvation.
यहाँ के महत्व को समझने के लिए हमको वाहिक डुबकी लगाने से पहले अंदर डुबकी लगानी पड़ेगी। अंदर डुबकी आप लगाएंगे तब आपका ज्ञान, वैराग और भक्ति के रूप में संगम प्रकट होगा। ये संगम ही अनूठा, अंदर का जो संगम है ना, उसमें डुबकी लगाना बहुत जरूरी है। तो आप जो भी यहाँ पधारें, बहुत अद्भुत अनूठा संयोग है। त्रिवेणी का संगम है जिसमें गंगा, यमुना, सरस्वती तीनों का संगम। लेकिन अनूठा ये भक्त, भगवंत और गुरु, इन तीनों का भी संगम है, जिन्हें संत भी कह सकते हैं। भक्त, भगवंत और संत, इन तीनों का भी संगम।
This significant day of the new moon is called Mauni, originating from the Sanskrit word maun or silence. Many observe silence for this day for inner peace and solace. Mauni Amavasya, coinciding with Mahakumbh, is very auspicious for Hindus.
गंगा मैया को किया पाईचा, कैसे होए तो भूला तीन नारायण चुका.
Most devotees would observe a day of silence and fasting. Pitru Tarpan, or ancestral worshipping to seek their blessings, would be followed by charity or daan for the needy. It would be observed as a day of salvation through self-reflection, remembrance of ancestors and charity.
आपको मालूम है कितना दूर और चलना?
पता नहीं भैया कितना चलता है।
अच्छा, लेकिन फिर भी आनंद है।
आनंद है, पता
ही नहीं चलता है रास्ता। किस कामना से?
पता ही नहीं चल रही है कि क्या दुख, कितना दूर जाना है, कहाँ जाना है। चलते ही
कहाँ जाना है ये पता है।
हाँ, ये पता है, संगम जाना है।
The UP government is expecting 10 crore devotees for the Amrit Snan on the 29th of January. Officials have been instructed to ensure that devotees return from the same sector or zone in which they arrive, and under no circumstances will devotees be permitted to move to the Sangam nose or other zones. To ensure effective crowd control, key resources such as ropes, loudspeakers, whistles, flying squads and watchtower teams will be deployed to ensure 100% control on hard barriers and barricades. Mahakumbh Nagar, in preparation for the 29th of January Amrit Snan, has already been turned into a no-vehicular movement zone.
The number of devotees have surged since the weekend in anticipation of the Amrit Snan on Mauni Amavasya. It is expected that more than 10 crores of pilgrims and devotees will be coming here in the Sangam to take the holy dip, to take the Amrit Snan. Though administration have made full efforts to control the public from ends to ends and ensure proper security arrangements, not just around the ghats but also around the railway stations, because Mauni Amavasya is going to be a mega day for this particular Sanatan festival. With Sanjay Sharma, Samarth Srivastav reporting from Prayagraj, Mahakumbh Nagar, India Today.
She was one of the biggest stars of her time, a total Bollywood diva of the 1990s, who has now transformed into a spiritual leader, or at least a wannabe spiritual leader. Of course, I'm talking about Mamata Kulkarni, and if you are on social media, you've already seen the pictures of her swaddled in saffron, and her transformation has left many completely astonished, and that's because of the path her life took after Bollywood. At the ongoing Mahakumbh in Prayagraj, Mamata Kulkarni has taken on a new role as Mahamandaleshwar of the Kinnar Akhada. Take a look at her extraordinary journey from the silver screen to spirituality.
From the Bollywood siren of the 90s to now a spiritual leader, Mamata Kulkarni's journey has stunned many. The transformation of Mamata Kulkarni has been nothing short of extraordinary as she takes on a new role as the Mahamandaleshwar of the Kinnar Akhada. Kulkarni formally became the Mahamandaleshwar during a grand ceremony at the ongoing Mahakumbh in Prayagraj. The actress, now known as Sri Yamai Mamta Nandgiri, performed key rituals symbolizing her renunciation of worldly attachments.
अभी सोचिए ये अवसर 144 साल के बाद ये महाकुंभ में जो एक ग्रह और नक्षत्र का जो मेल हो रहा है और इसी में मुझे महामंडलेश्वर बनाया गया। ये तो सिर्फ परमात्मा ही कर सकता है, महाकाली ही कर सकती है, आदि शक्ति ही कर सकती है, और वो भी अर्धनारेश्वर स्वरूप द्वारा मुझे महामंडलेश्वर घोषित करना बस उन्हीं का ही योजन था।
Acharya Mahamandeleshwar of Kinnar Akhada, Lakshmi Narayan said that Mamta's journey into the Akhada began over a year ago.
वो मुझसे 1.5 साल से मुझसे टच में रही, ये इच्छा जाहिर करी उन्होंने 2-3 महीने पहले कि मैं सनातन से पूर्ण रूप से जुड़ना चाहती हूँ। जो बच्चा हमारा सनातनी है वो सनातन धर्म में आया है, हम किन्नर अखाड़ा उसको अपनाएगा।
This is a striking departure from the image Mamta once had in the public eye. A Bollywood diva known for her bold roles in films like Karan Arjun, Bazi and Waqt Hamara Hai in the 90s. Her career took a sharp turn after a series of controversies, including her involvement in a drug syndicate case, which she was later cleared of. From Karan Arjun to the Kumbh dip, Mamata Kulkarni's transformation is a plot twist no one saw coming. Bureau Report, India Today.
You've all heard of ChatGPT. It's very likely that you already use it in some form or the other. But have you heard of DeepSeek? Well, you should have heard about it by now because it's breaking the internet and has sent shockwaves through the world of artificial intelligence or AI. It's certainly breaking app stores, that I can tell you, where it has just unseated ChatGPT as the top-rated free AI app. What's more, DeepSeek, which is Chinese and open source, has taken just 2 weeks to become the most spoken about AI since ChatGPT. If you haven't even heard of DeepSeek, I insist you listen because it's probably going to be very important in our lives. For years, the global AI landscape has been dominated by US-based tech giants like OpenAI, Google, and Meta. While Chinese firms like Alibaba and Baidu have invested heavily in AI, they have often struggled to keep pace. That narrative has now been smashed to pieces with the debut of an AI model called DeepSeek R1, a groundbreaking AI model developed by the Chinese startup DeepSeek. The model is drawing international attention for its efficiency, innovation, and cost effectiveness, positioning it as a serious competitor to industry-leading models like OpenAI's GPT series. DeepSeek R1 is a large language model, LLM, designed to tackle advanced reasoning and problem-solving tasks. Unlike previous Chinese AI initiatives that often mirrored US frameworks, R1 is said to be an original innovation, and rumor is it took a tiny fraction of the investment for the Chinese firm to actually achieve it, laying bare the gargantuan sums that have gone into making AI models in America. DeepSeek employs a hybrid architecture, they say, and a chain of thought reasoning, a method of breaking down complex problems step by step, similar to GPT models, but optimized for efficiency and speed. DeepSeek has open sourced smaller versions of R1, allowing developers and researchers to run these models locally on standard laptops. It's open source, so you're not connected to the app, and that, at least on the face of it, belies any concerns about safety and privacy issues, because this is, after all, a Chinese effort. Well, this so-called democratization of AI technology has garnered significant interest from independent developers and startups, particularly those who may not have the resources to leverage more costly solutions like the ones in the US. China has faced significant challenges due to US export restrictions on high-performance chips like NVIDIA's A100 GPUs. Instead of being hindered, DeepSeek turned this into an opportunity, focusing on developing highly efficient AI models capable of operating on lower-powered hardware. This innovation has broad implications for the global AI community, offering solutions that are less dependent on high-end infrastructure. As DeepSeek makes waves, a question we're all asking, I'm asking it too, while China is making significant strides in AI, why is India's local presence in this field so muted or not present at all? Despite our vast pool of skilled engineers, an active tech ecosystem, and government-backed initiatives like the National AI Strategy, India is yet to produce a globally recognized AI model or platform. And this is not to say that the government is not investing. It is investing in a huge way, but we're still looking for an Indian platform. The truth is, despite solid decisions to prioritize AI, India lags in high-performance computing resources critical for AI R&D. Unlike China or the US, India's private sector has been slower to commit large-scale funding to AI startups. Many of India's brightest minds in AI migrate to the US and Europe, attracted by better resources and opportunities. India's AI ecosystem lacks the centralized, mission-driven focus seen in countries like China, where public and private sectors often collaborate on such large-scale initiatives. India has the potential to excel in AI by leveraging its strength. A thriving IT sector, a robust startup ecosystem, and a rich talent base, a more cohesive strategy involving greater investment in R&D, public-private collaboration, and infrastructure development could help India establish itself as a major player in the global AI race. The truth about AI models are, they don't see borders. DeepSeek R1's emergence is a reminder that the AI landscape is becoming increasingly multipolar. By addressing resource limitations and prioritizing accessibility, DeepSeek R1 offers a model for how countries with fewer resources can innovate and compete globally. And India must not miss this bus or let this gap become bigger. For India, this development underscores the importance of prioritizing AI innovation, not just as a tech endeavor, but as a national strategic imperative. As the global AI race heats up, the question remains, can India rise to the challenge and carve out its own niche in the world of artificial intelligence? And joining me live to throw some light on some of the questions that DeepSeek seems to throw up is Kanishk Gaur. He's a well-known tech expert. He's a founder of the India Future Foundation. Kanishk, welcome. Good to see you. DeepSeek is the top trending word right now across all social media. It's all everyone is talking about. Everywhere in the world. A few basic questions, because everyone is sort of familiar with ChatGPT. How do you see DeepSeek? Because the word out there is that it's been made faster, leaner. It's been made by China, which was perceived to have a big gap with the United States when it comes to AI models. How do you see DeepSeek? What would you say about it?
See, DeepSeek has been built on an open source based model. So far, we have seen OpenAI came into the picture, whereas it is having a commercial model. It is a commercial model where we have seen Microsoft that has contributed to it. And primarily, we have seen open source models being more transparent and enabling more innovation. The key difference with DeepSeek is the version V.3 adopts multi-head latent attention and an architecture which allows better loss of frequency and better load balancing. Hence, the predicting capability of this model is well developed.
Right.
Again, the pre-trained models, which ultimately have the efficiency built up, are far better and have basically more precision. So when it comes to first-time validation or training on an extremely large language models, DeepSeek is far better as compared to some of the existing models that exist.
Wow.
You would also see the code design of algorithm frameworks and the hardware through which they communicate is way better than OpenAI or some of the existing AI platforms like Claude, Microsoft Copilot. Hence, it enhancing the training efficiency and reduces the training cost. So what you could do is it can scale up really fast, and models could still provide support without having any overload. Hence, its ability to provide output with the economic cost really changes the dimensions completely. Hence, the V3 model with a 14.8 T tokens could produce strong amount of open source based models that would allow pre-training of 0.1 million GPUs per hour, which is enormous. So that's one of the key differentiators, and no one has got that level of efficiency built in so far.
And since this is from China, obviously there are all manner of questions. I put out a tweet today, talking about privacy, and many people laughed, saying it's open source and you don't understand it. And, I represent millions of people out there who are still sort of searching in the dark and trying to understand many of these things. And that's the reason why I'm doing a show on it and trying to get some of those questions answered. But stay with me, Kanishk. Vivek Mehra, who's co-founder and Chief Sustainability Officer at Only Good AI, is also with me. Vivek, welcome. The other question that a lot of people are asking, Vivek, is, which is a basic question beyond what DeepSeek is and what it can do is where is India's ChatGPT or India's own, AI model? Why does a country which has such a large IT base and so much engineering talent not have some, big global AI splash the way ChatGPT and DeepSeek do? What's the answer to that question, Vivek?
Yeah, so it's obviously not an easy answer. I think one of the challenges is the availability of data and the training models. So it's not for lack of expertise for sure on the algorithmic side in terms of design, in terms of building algorithms. It's really having data which is so heterogeneous, which is allows for reinforcement learning, where the data can interact with the environment, create more synthetic data that the machine can train on, and then improve the models. So India's AI market is much more fragmented. There is no concerted push towards creating an India-specific language model, which caters to India use cases, caters to the heterogeneous nature of society in India and the industry base. So there's no clear reason. But I think it's not for lack of expertise, for sure.
Okay, it's not a lack of expertise. Kanish, could you weigh in on that? Is India, going to make some kind of a big global splash? Do you see that on the horizon? Because this appears to be the biggest game in town. India shouldn't be missing out.
See, for India to make a global splash, we really have to bump up the algorithms and the speed of our Bharat GPT, which IIT Bombay is working on, or let another institution in India rack up something which could be really quick. But again, it depends on the GPUs that we have, the hardware, apart from the open source models. So how do you train them? How do you build out more efficiency is again going to be the key. And how large language models will work, enabling better communication to happen and better relay to happen. That's going to be one of the key differentiators we have to look at. And, it will take time. They started, the DeepSeek started building it 1.5 years back. Now they have built up something and now they have launched it. That's why the adoption is quick. If you look at it, some of its key benchmark parameters, it is far better than existing models, whether it is its architecture, whether it is, its file test speed, whether it is, the drop which is allowed. Everything is far better. And the user experience is also so great that you really don't need a large infrastructure. We have so far been debating on infrastructure, saying India doesn't have the GPU or the infrastructure. It is more to do with who's willing to do the investment in India. Is it going to be the government? Is it going to be the industry? So far, we haven't seen large investments being committed from businesses on this, apart from Tech Mahindra, which said they will build something very similar to what OpenAI is doing. We haven't seen anything being committed from companies which are the tech giants from India. They haven't really gone into the race. So today, what is needed is that some of these tech companies to build up institutional partnership with academic institution of eminence or startups. We also need venture capitalists who are willing to pour in the money. We have seen OpenAI raise tremendous amount of money, but where are the Indian venture capitalists? A startup called as Core has just been able to raise only 5 million. They are trying to build out something on AI. So the funding ecosystem is also lacking. So we will require government to really rack up and make heavy investments if India wants to continue to be in this race.
Let's hope we see something of that kind. This is technology. This is a world that has changed the world completely. It has made a new normal as far as our life and our work is concerned. And as both Vivek and Kanishk probably know better, our lives are all going to change very, very rapidly, exponentially, really, in the weeks, months, and the years ahead because of AI. So this is something we need to take very seriously. Appreciate your time, Vivek and Kanishk, for being with me and helping us understand what DeepSeek, the new kid in town, really means for us all. Thank you. Moving on now, in just the last 1 month, and this is truly devastating, 1,000 endangered olive ridley sea turtles, a protected species, have washed dead ashore along the Chennai coastline in Tamil Nadu. This has triggered widespread concern among conservationists and animal rights activists, as you can imagine. Conservation efforts by the state government and NGOs have long focused on protecting this beautiful species of marine turtle, with initiatives to collect eggs, incubate them safely, and release the hatchlings into the sea. Activists expressed alarm over the scale of the tragedy, over 1,000 turtles dead in just a month, noting that the washed-up carcasses of the turtles may represent just 10% of the total actual fatalities. Concerned ecologists suggested that nearly 5,000 olive ridley turtles could have died in the sea, and only a fraction of those carcasses have actually washed up on shore. I grew up in Chennai. I was part of many turtle conservation walks along the Chennai beaches, both north and south. So this is a story that feels devastatingly personal to me.
Every year, hatchlings of olive ridley turtle, also called as Panguni Anmai, is actually collected and sent because for every 1,000 eggs, only a maximum of 2 survives. Unfortunately, this year, the case has turned differently because the coastline that is supposed to protect the olive ridleys is completely covered with olive ridley carcasses. This is very unfortunate, and the actual data shows that for a month, just in a month, nearly a 40-kilometer coastline is covered with 1,000 carcasses. What you see over here, that is actually an olive ridley turtle. This one presumably a male because we could see a tail, and you can actually see that the neck is bulged, the eyes were protruding, which has been eaten by a kind of predator. This means that this turtle has drowned. Now imagine this is a turtle that can actually hold on to its breath for nearly 45 minutes, and yet it has drowned. These are the masters of the sea, a species that has been here for like eons and eons, but right now they are on the brink of danger. They are vulnerable species, Schedule 1. And what exactly happened? Human greed. Apparently, the trolleys that are supposed to fish in that sea are supposed to be 8 kilometers further inside the sea. But this year, due to extended monsoon and such, the catch is near the shore. So the trolleys have been fishing near the shore itself, nearly 2-3 kilometers. That's what experts say. And what happened is that they are using trolley nets and gill nets, where the nets are dragged towards the bottom for nearly 3 to 4 hours, and these turtles, which are here for this very specific breeding season, unfortunately get trapped, are completely exhausted and drowned to death.
Let's try and understand this from someone in the mix. Dr. Supraja Dharani is chairperson of the Tree Foundation, and she joins me live. Dr. Supraja, thank you very much for your time. At least 1,000 olive ridley sea turtles have washed ashore dead along the Chennai coastline. How do you see this, ma'am? Can you explain to us why this is happening? We do know ecologists are looking at this very, very closely. The olive ridley is a protected species. We do know that fishing communities have been sensitized for many decades about ensuring that these turtles are handled with care in case they get snared in nets. But what is your take on this? How are you reading this mass death incident?
Good evening, and yes, we are from Tree Foundation, and we are working along the Chennai-Chengalpet coast and extensively in Andhra Pradesh coast and southern Odisha in a community-based marine conservation program, which involves fishermen and a few tribals. So from over the years, we've been getting during the breeding season, which is from late December to April, we have been getting dead turtles, but this year, because of the social media and lot of media, this has come to light. The reason is the same reason every year. We have been submitting reports and writing letters to various departments, and we work with the Forest Department, Fisheries Department, Marine Police, and the Indian Coast Guard in all these areas. In all these coastal areas.
Yes.
So the thing is, whenever there is a dead turtle, we take the look out for the cause of death, visible cause of death, then measurements, male or female, where the injuries are. So most often it's because the olive ridleys, as everybody know, are feeding, and their resting place is the Gulf of Mannar, which is between Ramanathapuram and Sri Lanka.
Yes.
So by end October, November, they are starting their migration. Mostly it's the males which start early because they want to get the females first.
Yes.
So the males come earlier in the season and they are waiting offshore. And then it's the females which are going to nest along north of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh beaches, and the Odisha mass nesting beaches. So last year we did not have the usual Aribada because a lot of storms along the Chennai coast and the Nellore coast right up to first week of January. So we did not have the usual Aribada and Rishi Kulya. And it's also a known fact that olive ridleys nest alternate years. So this year, most of the turtles which are going early for nesting, plus the conducive wind pattern. The wind pattern was such that it was pushing the air was, the wind was moving towards landward in the first week and second week, just before Shankaranti.
Yes.
So that is when we got most of the dead turtles which were washing ashore.
Is there something, Dr. Dharani, is there something that the authorities can do, or are these larger macro ecological factors that will take years to solve, like climate change, etc.? Or is there something on the ground that can be done as well?
The immediate action that can be done, and I think Tamil Nadu Forest Department and the Tamil Nadu government has started action. The main thing is the trawl boats, which are supposed to fish, mechanized boats. In Tamil Nadu, they are supposed to fish beyond 5 nautical miles, that is 9.26 kilometers, and in Andhra Pradesh beyond 8 kilometers. But most of the Tamil Nadu boats are fishing within 4-5 kilometers, and not just along this coast, but they are also going right up to Andhra Pradesh, covering Sulurpeta, Tirupati, right up to Krishna district. So where the artisanal fishermen are telling us and complaining that these trawl boats with Tamil Nadu registration are coming and fishing within 4-5 kilometers. So turtles are migrating close shore between 3 to 5 nautical miles down this important migratory corridor. So that's when they get entangled, and also they love eating shrimp and squid.
Yes.
And at the beginning of the season, there were a lot of shrimp and squid.
I understand, Dr. Dharani, and I thank you for joining me on this brief discussion, because we did want to put the spotlight on this important story, and we'd like to amplify it a little further, get the government's attention on it, and maybe something more can be done for these amazing, beautiful creatures, which are so delicate. And we will do everything we can to keep the story alive. Thank you very much for helping us understand what is happening to the olive ridleys.